Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the next exciting chapter of Dreams of Infinity. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and magic keeper, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Ashleyien, Hana, John, Kira, and Los. Say hi, everyone.
Hi,
everyone.
They're so great at that. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we build the tokens for this game. You can build yours today at HeroForge.com. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as the background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the chat and show description. Last but not least, next Monday, we're back with another episode of the Aether Shanties. It's going to be a lot of fun because the group of guards just killed their boss, and then a critter crawled out of its skull. So, that's fun to deal with.
Yikes.
That's next Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Now you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV, on Twitter as @random_rhapsody, on Blue Sky as @randomrhapsody, and we're also on Patreon as patreon.com/randomrhapsody. So go check us out. But that's going to do us for the announcements. So join us as we return to Loropa City and continue on with the Magi-Knights as they investigate the dreams of infinity. And we're back. So you should know by now how we do the recaps. I offer up the Random Rhapsody coin, which is good for one free reroll during the session. If I get the coin by doing the recap myself, I'm going to use it to screw with the Magi-Knights in every way I can think of. It's going to be a lot of fun for me, but not a lot of fun for them, and so I doubt anybody really wants me to have that coin. So I'm going to go ahead and offer it up. Who wants to do the recap this week?
I'll do it.
Well, Katrina, tell us what happened last time on Dreams of Infinity.
Last time on Dreams of Infinity, the Wanderer appeared bright and early in the morning and said we had to choose a leader. So we unanimously chose Aisha. School was up and down. For some of us, it was a decent day, and for others, not so much. After not doing very well in French class, I decided to study at lunch for math since that was a harder class, and Salem studied with me. Melody and Aisha hung out together, and Damian decided to listen to some gossip. So Damian saw that the computer club was chatting with Ronan. Why in the world was that antisocial weirdo hanging out with the computer club? Anyway, he also saw Mr. Clooney suspiciously dragging trash out the back, and Lacey was nowhere in sight. So he whispered to Melody about Ronan talking to people, and then went to stalk the janitor as he did his job. The Melody asked Ronan why he has friends now, and found out that a game developer was looking for beta testers, and Ronan is a better computer whiz than the computer nerds? Such modesty. Or is he trying to impress her? Anyways, he's not interested in participating. After school, Melody had some family movie night with her dead brother, and Aisha had another chat with the Wanderer and was told something about how magic corrupts people. Salem hung out with Bianca, and Damian tried to find Lacey, and after failing to do so, agreed to hang out with me at the arcade. I failed spectacularly at my first attempt at the claw game, but Damian won something and was able to trade with the Wanderer to get something else. Then it was time to investigate. Damian went to flirt with Lacey and heard on TV that the mayor was accused of having an affair, and now the city council is running the city. I wonder if they're cultists. Cultists can't be everywhere, can they? Salem went to the library to use the computers to look up about that game developer and their beta testing. A couple of computer club kids were there, and they told him more about it. He signed up for it as well. The testers get to go to the company and test a new RPG game called Polybus, which is some kind of a monster in the Pacific Northeast or something, and then they have to fill out a survey about the game. Monster? Could it be an outsider? Am I seeing cultists and outsiders everywhere? Then Melody, Aisha, and I went to the power plant. We overheard that security had increased, more guards, and takes forever to get in and everything, and that a gang of people had been trying to get in, and 4 random dudes actually got caught on the lower floor and just disappeared. Was it reflective services? That had to be cultists! There has to be something they want there. Anyway, Aisha flirted with the guard and tried to get a tour. The guard dropped a pamphlet for GitHem Development Enterprises, and Aisha kept it. We found out tours are still being offered, and we have to go back tomorrow to go get a tour. We all met up, and we drove around in Damian's car to try to find any hints of activity. We must have missed something, because at one point there was a chilling wind, and it felt like it was heralding a great evil. We all got really stressed out. And it all happened in front of an old abandoned building with a sign for the Property Development Enterprise on it. They have to be cultists! I think a new outsider might have arrived. And now we're going to have to deal with it. Stay tuned to find out what we do next.
Very well done. There you go. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It only lasts the session. Okay. Well, Magi-Knights. You all wake up, and it's Tuesday, September the 3rd, 1996. It's another long day of school. Today, as it is a Tuesday, you do know that the soccer practice meets today, and as does the Ghost Hunters Club. So, you got those things to look forward to after school. But before we head off to school, is there anything anyone wants to discuss or plan out for their day? You're all kind of...
Yeah, I want to discuss that intro. Just kidding. Sorry.
Okay. Well, anyway, you're all basically getting up right now, getting ready for school. You have your communicators on hand, so if there's anything you want to discuss before making your way to school, now's the time to do so. No. Okay.
I imagine that I shared everything I learned at Lacey's house with everyone in the car as we were like driving around last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I figured we
Totally.
all shared everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you got a few
I don't
places.
remember saying that I was flirting with Lacey though.
Well, that was her thing. Damian went to Lacey's house, so they must have been flirting.
That is cat POV. You gotta remember.
Cat's point of view.
Totally.
Just like the janitor was just doing the janitor's job, but
I'm sorry you felt settled for. Oh, yeah.
The tours are Thursday and Saturday.
Yes.
I have written tour at the power plant next session during investigation phase, so it's today.
Yes.
Yes, today,
Oh.
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesdays and Saturday. Okay.
I wrote Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Sounds about right.
All my notes did not get saved. It's fine.
Oh no.
Well,
Yeah, but I wrote Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Investigate tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we already have the game plan, so we're like just kind of doing a school thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
So, well, then let's start things off. I would like the squad leader to roll me a D100 to see what the weather's going to be like today.
Okay. This is always my fate now. It's a 4. It's terrible.
At least for this episode.
You don't know.
4. It's weather, so it's all subjective whether or not it's good or not. But with a 4,
Is it rain again?
No, actually, you wake up to find that the temperature is cooler than normal for September, but the rain is cleared up. It's finally the clouds are finally gone, and there is no wind whatsoever. So it's going to be a clear day today, but slightly colder. You're going to need at least a blazer or something, you know.
Good thing we all go to private school, and we have to wear blazers as part of our uniform.
Mm-hmm. Well, so let's find out what kind of day you're actually going to have. Up until this point, I've been rolling it in secret, but I decided that now that we actually have progressed to level 2, I'm going to let y'all start rolling this. So I need our squadron leader to roll me a D12.
A D12? My favorite D. 2.
Okay, so let's see what kind of day we're going to have. And to look at that, I'm actually going to be using our Magi-Knights book.
Ooh, so nice.
Heck yeah. So today is, you rolled a 2. So today it's an ordinary average day. Hopefully something interesting will happen. So what that means for y'all is now your DC for your classes is set. You all make your way towards school. Some of you rollerblading, some of you scootering, some of you driving, some of you taking public transportation. But you all notice as you're approaching the school that there's a big freaking commotion going on down at the track and field. There is a large crowd of students out there once you arrive. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's people yelling and kind of calling out to one another. And I'm not going to make you roll perception to see this. You can tell that something happened to the field. Because even at this distance, there's like trash all over the center of the field.
Whoa.
The janitor dumped the trash in the middle of the field.
Is it the other school?
I mean,
Alright,
that's
I'm-
what I want to see, if it has any like actual writing on it. Because Little John lore, that happened in my high school. One of the schools came and like put fire and wrote that our high school's name sucks in the middle of our football field. So I want to see if that happened.
If it's soccer practice.
We just did that to our own football field.
Yeah, I'd run over. I would run over and see, what happened, just to
Yeah.
like be apprised of what's going on.
Yeah, it sounds like most of y'all are heading that way. So you make your way over to the field and kind of get into the middle of the crowd and see what's going on. There's a lot of people talking and clamoring, and towards the front of this large group of students, and actually you can now see quite a bit of faculty intermingling there as well. But at the front, there you see Dr. Priestley standing just a little bit off of the track, talking to a couple other of the teachers. You see Mr. Vale, you also see Mr. Clooney, and a couple other of the janitors that are there. And they all seem to be talking and pretty adamantly talking to one another. I'd like just somebody, it doesn't matter who, roll me a perception check, please. This is going to count for the group, so whoever wants to do it can.
Someone who's good at it.
But a fearless leader.
That's a bad idea.
I'm
I
pretty
can do
good at
it.
it, I think.
I've got a
okay, go
4.
ahead.
Well, what do you have? I've got a 4, so.
I have a 3.
No,
that's
mine is
wrong.
also
Melody.
4, so you should go.
The wrong one. I have a 4.
21 perception.
Wow.
Very nice. Okay. The talk of all the students who are talking amongst themselves, what's going on? What happened? Oh my God, who did this to the field? You kind of get the gist of what's going on. Somebody trashed the field, quite literally, but also a little bit more figuratively as well. As you kind of push your way through the crowd, trying to edge up towards the front to get a good view of what happened, you will be able to see that on the track itself, on the actual around track, on either side, somebody has painted the word losers in big black letters on either side, and also across the entire front of the scoreboard. The trash is everywhere. Like it looks like somebody actually went and dug out of the dumpsters that night and just basically ripped up all the bags of trash and strewn it everywhere. Vandalism is the word that they're kind of muttering to one another. And with that 21, Salem, all of you would be able to hear a little bit of the conversation going on between the vice principal and the janitors. She is furious. She is screaming about this. She's yelling that she's calling the cops immediately. She's yelling at the janitors for not securing the dumpsters properly, which doesn't make sense because in 96, nobody chains up the dumpsters, but she's clearly looking for somebody to blame right now. You see her just basically trying to blame everyone under the sun, and of course you hear her yell at the top of her lungs, "If this was La Ropa General, I'm going to have their heads!" She is furious right now, and the student body is kind of picking up on that vibe a little bit, and things seem to be getting a little agitated amongst the crowd. So what do you all do as you're hearing this?
I want to look at you said losers was written in black. Does it just look like paint? I want to look closer.
Okay. Yeah, you can make a perception check or an investigation check, either or.
Okay. Oh, 11.
11, at this distance, it looks kind of like spray paint.
Okay.
It's in big blocky letters, though. It's not just like a one pass over. It looked like somebody actually took time and graffitied this.
Do we get to skip classes to help clean up?
I'm gonna. Man, this is gonna be awkward. So I want to do two conflicting things. There's a side of me that wants to look through start making like I'm picking up trash, but really look through like what has been strewn about, because I'm curious. I don't trust the janitor, and I don't know if he was like disposing of evidence or something like that. Even though it's his job, so like that's a weird thing for a teenager to think. But I'm also a superhero, and that's a weird thing for a teenager to be. So, in a different world, maybe I wouldn't be doing this. But the first thing I definitely want to do is get close to the vice principal and politely, interject and say, Dean Priestley.
She looks over at you and kind of looks you up and down. Is there something I can do for you, Diaz?
I'm just as disappointed in the results that we're seeing here of somebody else's labor. Like this is insulting, and it's a shameful practice, and I definitely understand your anger at this issue. I do want to bring to your attention that there were some Europa High students here. Was it a week ago? A couple weeks ago?
It was a week
at the beginning of the year. Yeah, a week ago, causing a disturbance at outside of the cafeteria. It was Europa High soccer players, and they seemed riled up in a way that didn't seem. I've never seen it before. This level of rivalry, our schools have never had it, and I can assure you that we will not be retributing. There will be no retribution of any kind. We'll take the high road here. And I'd like to volunteer, and I'll pitch this to the team before I speak for anyone else, but I'd like to volunteer myself and perhaps some other members of the soccer team to clean up the mess. I don't think...
she holds her
Mr.
hand
Clooney
up.
Has any responsibility here?
Yeah, she holds her hand up to stop you at that point, and she says, "Yes, Diaz. Coach Appleman has, of course, apprised me of what happened last week between the soccer team and Europa Generals. We have spoken with their coach at length, and I won't lie about the fact that, based on what happened, this certainly looks as though this heinous act has been done by them. However, vandalism on this level is a police matter. And before we can do anything, unfortunately, this means we have to leave it as is until the police arrive." And as she's kind of looking at you and looking at everyone else, she kind of starts to realize that, oh, yeah, school's starting, everybody's here. And then she yells out, Coach Appleman, you and the other teachers gather up all of the students, get them inside, and get them to their classes. We cannot have everybody on the field contaminating the scene. But just rest assured, students, that this will not be ignored. Unfortunately, this also means that until the police have concluded their investigation, we will not be able to use the soccer field, or football field, or the track, or anything for at least today. Everyone get... What's that?
Before we shoot off, I want to kind of act like I'm rubbernecking, but actually be looking at the soul crystal in the back of my necklace to see if it's shining. And even if it's not, I might try and do the standard action to do the opposed purity check.
Okay, interesting. Well, it is not glowing. There is no outsider activity showing up right now. So nope, there are no outsiders nearby.
So just to make sure I understood what the dean said, there's no practice today because of the state of the field?
Yes, that's correct.
But that's going to hinder our chances at winning the next game. Like, we need to be able to practice. Can we use a different school's field? Is there a different option?
Can you practice in the gym?
Well, that's certainly something you can talk to Coach Appleman about, as you do see him kind of gathering up everybody and trying to usher them out and away from the field.
Yeah, I'm going to run over to Coach Appleman and say, hey, like, we can't not practice. like we got to practice. Practice is practice.
Now, while you're doing that, Aisha, you said something about an opposed purity check.
Yeah, you can, as a standard action, evoke the power of your soul crystal to make a opposed purity check versus any outsider stealth skill. Just
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm always of the opinion that I don't make people roll things that aren't there. I'm just going to let you know that. Yeah, you cool. You focus on your crystal and try to deal with that. And try to you're searching for any sort of hidden outsiders nearby, but you do not sense any. There is cool. None here right now.
Okay. I continue to not trust the vice principal.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. If there was an outsider in the vice principal's back pocket, you definitely would have been able to try to sense that. So getting back to, well, I'll get to you, Kat, in 1 second. Getting back to your question to Coach Appleman, the coach does say to you, I hear you, Diaz. I absolutely hear you. I'm not happy about this either. I'm going to be speaking with the vice principal here shortly, but we can talk more today in class. You have gym today at the end of the day, so we'll talk more about it then.
Sounds good.
Kat, what was your question?
Kat just wanted to say to the vice principal, you might want to invest in a security system or something. It is a rich private school, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, do we not have cameras?
Yeah, didn't we have anything?
It's 96.
Yeah, there weren't many cameras back then.
They existed, but...
They did exist, but not all... we weren't at the point where schools had active security systems. At least mine didn't.
By that point, I think there were still smoking rooms in high school where students could actually go actively take smoke breaks at. So it was a different time.
Yeah.
I mean, most high schools still don't have outside cameras. Those are expensive and prone to be destroyed.
Yeah, but this is a rich private school.
That is true. And when you say that to the vice principal, she looks at you and says, you're actually probably right.
If this happens again, you might catch who does it.
That will certainly be something I will be bringing up to the board of directors at our next meeting. But enough of this. You all get to class. If you're late, you still will get a tardy. So hurry up. Get.
Cool.
So.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull. I want to pull Damian close to me when we're all heading back and be like, "So, Mr. Jockboy, looks like you might not have practice. Do you want to join me for a little ghost hunting tonight?"
We gotta practice. I'm gonna make sure. I appreciate the invite, and if it really is canceled, I will take you up on that invite.
Perfect.
But I think I'm gonna prioritize making sure the team gets practice, because superheroing is one thing, but this is a scholarship for me.
Totally understand that, actually.
Just saying.
Does anybody have any extra questions about the state of the field before we move on?
Does anything look odd about the trash, or it just looks like normal trash?
It's a little bit of everything. Like there's papers, there's broken down boxes, there's food and waste from like the lunchroom and stuff like that. It's all over the place.
I do have one question. Was it set about actually in a slightly strategic way that to the normal person would just be like random piles, but if you actually look at it, it might actually be like a symbol or sigil or something?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Let me see here real quick. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to make your roll for this one. I feel like it could be an insight check. I would say, yeah, that's probably your best bet. Let's go with an insight check at that.
19.
19. As you're walking back, you're just kind of scanning, looking about. Honestly, what it looks to you is as though somebody took like a big bag of trash, cut open the bottom, and then started running across the field, flinging it about.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nothing really strategic about the way the trash is placed, other than the fact that it looks like it's been purposely made so that the field can't be used. You know, it's got food ground into it. It's got trash everywhere. This has obviously been done to hinder your team's practice.
Sabotage.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
That's what you get with your 19 insight.
Noted.
Okay. Well, as you all make your way up to the school, the bell does begin to ring, and it is the start of class. Our first period class of the day is Language Arts with Mr. O'Shea. Of course, everybody is just talking about what happened at the field. Like literally everybody, from the moment you go into the school, walking down the halls, getting to your locker, and then getting to your first period class, just everybody's talking about that. And Mr. O'Shea actually has to kind of get a little bit firm and yell to get everybody to settle down and sit down. That way class can begin. So for your first period today, we're going to be rolling academic arts. So let's go ahead and roll those now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Sorry, my character sheet's taking a little while to load.
Oops.
There it is. Nice.
Okay, today let's start with Kat. Kat, what did you roll?
22.
22, that is a success. Salem,
20.
success. Melody,
13.
success. Damian,
That's going to be a 19.
success. Aisha,
4.
oof, that is a failure.
Yeah.
So, while everyone else is paying attention, Aisha seems to have a little bit on her mind, and of course, Mr. O'Shea gets down right in your faces, like, now, I understand that what happened down at the field is tragic, but rest assured that the faculty will be investigating, and whoever is responsible will be brought to justice and punished. But that doesn't give you any right to not pay attention to my class.
Melody whispers to her after he walks away. Stop thinking about the security guard.
How did you know?
Jail.
All right.
Definitely.
Incredible.
Okay. Second period is your elective class. That's your just random classes that you all chose on your own. So you get to roll whatever you want to roll for this class period.
Why am I having trouble remembering what class this is? It was cinema?
I think I had dance. I don't know if that's athletics or coordination.
It's whatever you want it to be.
If you have your PDF sheet, it should be on the last page.
Yeah.
So I have programming, and I can make a good argument for using leadership for that, because programming is all about organizing facts and processes, etc. And that's a very leadership-oriented skill.
Yeah, I'm down for it. Go for it.
Do I get to also use the extra die that I cannot remember?
Yeah, your leadership die.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a leadership skill check, isn't it?
Cool. Now I just have to remember what kind of it's a D6. There we go.
D6.
I'm trying to look at the PDF that is uploaded in Roll20, but when I open it, it's like something went wrong.
I have no idea.
I'm on a different computer, so I don't have it. I think I guess I'll just roll academic arts because
Yeah, it's whatever skill you want it to be.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Okay. Starting off with Salem first. What class are you taking, and what did you get?
This was my orchestra class, and I got a 24.
24. That's a success. Melody.
This is my drawing class, and I got a 21.
21. Very nice. Success. Damian.
I want to say this is like media studies or cinema history or something like that. Film studies. And I got a 15.
15. Nice. Success. Aisha.
It's computer programming, and I got a 14.
14. That is a success. Kat.
Kat has dance class and got a 21.
21. Also a success. Absolutely well done, everybody. You all killed it in your respective classes this session. Next, we're going to mathematics with Mr. Vale. He is that onyx skin man with long white hair, very somber man, very gaunt and thin, and he's very much a no-nonsense kind of teacher who he couldn't care less if you pass his class. He's just here to teach it. So instantly has nothing to do with all of the conversation about the track, and he just tells everybody to shut up, sit down, and get started. So we're all going to be rolling a STEM check for this class. So go ahead and roll your STEM.
Oh, nice crit.
Oh,
Let's go.
Our fate card resets sleep cycle.
Yes, it does. So you do have your D4 still. Okay. We're going to start off with Melody. What'd you get?
18.
18. Success. Damian.
23.
23. Success. Aisha.
10.
Unfortunately, that is a failure.
Okay.
Kat.
22 with a nat 20.
Nat 20. That is 2 successes. Salem.
Seriously, all the excitement and adrenaline from this morning is getting everybody's brain pumping right now. I got a 18.
18. Nice. That is a success. So let's.
Everybody but our fearless leader.
Yep, everybody but our fearless leader is.
Everybody hates me.
It's that guard last night, just totally three.
No. I'm stuck on my programs from last period. I'm still writing assembly because it's 1996.
Nice.
Okay. Well, we're going to go around the table and have everybody tell us, tally up their successes and failures and tell us what they got. Damian, you're first.
3 successes.
3 successes. You have a bright future ahead. The more you think about it, the more you realize your future has a lot of potential. So if you have any stress points, you can remove 2.
None at all.
Okay. Aisha, you're next.
-1.
Oof, -1. Well, I guess there's always tomorrow, or at least there's next class after lunch, so there's that. But you are gaining 1 stress point.
Yeah.
But you healed up quite a bit of your stress from last night, so you should...
We were clear
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah. So all you got is the 1 right now. That's good. Kat, what you got?
4 successes.
4. Very nice. You are student of the hour. You know you're good, but you're not usually this good. You've seriously impressed a friend or a rival. So you get to gain 1 social point with any NPC and gain an inspiration point. What's
Quick
up?
question.
Mhm.
Does anybody else hear crackling in their headphones, or is it just me?
I haven't heard any.
I think it's just you.
Just checking.
So, who are you giving your social point to, Kat?
Ronan. Just kidding.
Get to
I don't-
-1.
Are we watching Enemies to Lovers right now?
I don't think Ronan cares about Kat doing well in school. I don't think he was a bad.
Yeah, I think
It's
you're
your
right.
choice. It's your choice where you put it.
We're secretly a Japanese high school. Everyone cares about what you do on class.
Yeah.
Well, one of the people on my things is the dance teacher, so she had dance and did well. Wasn't her not 20, but I guess 1 social point with the dance teacher.
There you go. Love it. And make sure you put down you got that inspiration point as well.
Yep.
Okay. Salem, what you got?
I also got 3.
3. Okay. So bright future ahead of you as well. If you had any stress points, you could remove 2. Not bad. Melody.
3.
3 as well, yeah. So everyone but Aisha, unfortunately, has a bright future ahead. But, you got another block of classes after lunch, so maybe things will improve. You never know.
I'm already signed with a label. I don't need high school.
That's fair. Well, with the end of 3rd period, the bell rings once again. And we are at lunch. So let's go ahead and pop up that lunch period handout just so we can remember what it is. You have a few different things you can do at lunch. It really depends on what you want to get done for today. You can just relax and eat with friends and, remove stress and gain social points or whatever. You can also do a last-minute cram session and reduce the DC by 4 for one of your classes. You can listen to gossip and see what's going on, and there is always stuff going on at lunch, so it's always a good thing to do. If you're tired, you can drink copious amounts of caffeine to get rid of any penalties for exhaustion or stress, but nobody's really at that point yet, so we probably don't need to do that. And I doubt anyone really needs to take a power nap, which just removes 2 stress points. So, but you still have some stuff to do. So, let's go around the table and find out what everybody wants to do. Does anybody know? First off, it looks like Salem does, so...
Well, actually, Salem's got a bit of a question.
Yeah.
Just because the player can't remember. What classes are in the next few periods? I can't find the right page in my notes.
Yeah, no problem.
It's also in the quick reference PDF that you can get for free on drive-thru.
You're beautiful and
Yeah,
brilliant.
Drive Through RPG. Definitely go over there and download that. But I'll just let you know that fourth period is fine arts, so that's creativity or performance. Fifth period is science, so that's medicine or STEM. And sixth period is David's favorite class, physical education, where you roll athletics or coordination.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Aisha, you raised your hand. You know what you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna relax and eat with Yuna song.
Absolutely. You can absolutely hang out with Yuna's song. Which reminds me, there is something going on with Yuna's song. Yuna's song actually is going to be stopping by and speaking to Damian during this lunch.
Uh-oh. Is it Levi?
You're muted, bud.
Thank you. Sorry, I was talking to the cat. I think my original goal was to like sit down and eat with the soccer team to like make sure nobody's planning anything. I think I'd still like to do that if possible.
Yeah,
but
no,
I'll
you can
talk
absolutely
to
still
whoever
do
talks to me.
that. Yuna's just
Okay,
going to
cool.
come over and say something to you real quick. But afterwards, as after that happens, she will absolutely go and hang out with you, Aisha. Melody, do you know what you want to do?
Yep, I'm going to relax and eat with James if I can find him.
Okay. That one is going to be a perception check to see if you can find James.
Okay. I always fail these.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to do it. He's actually hanging out. I was just messing with you. He's actually hanging out outside today. You'll see him as you go into the lunchroom. He's sitting outside underneath his usual tree. So you could go hang out with him if you want to.
Yes.
Salem, you know what you want to do?
Yeah, Salem is a little nervous about the science, so we're going to do a last-minute cram session.
Okay, last-minute cram session. Kat, what do you want to do?
Listen to gossip.
Okay. There is a few things that you can choose to go look at. The Ghost Hunting Club kids are all at their usual table. They are huddled together and they're all talking pretty dang animatedly. Sure. I don't know. So they are absolutely doing that. You do see Lacey Beckford. She is also in the lunchroom today. She is at a table with like 5 other individuals. They all have like big folders in front of them and a lot of paper, and they seem to be like doing some sort of paperwork as they're eating. There's also the gaming club. They are all together right now, the video game club. They are all talking really, really quietly to one another as well. Other than that, there's just the general mayhem of lunch. If none of that sounds interesting and you want to go fishing for something else in particular, you can do that as well.
Wasn't there something, was it Salem found out something with the ghost hunters yesterday? Something that's what they were going investigating. Kat's wondering what's going on with Lacey and all these folders. Figures Ghost Hunter's excited about ghosts. Computer Club is excited about that beta testing. What is Lacey and those other people doing?
Lacey's planning the festival. Remember we talked about it in the car?
Festival? Okay.
Yeah. She told me about that's why she was like hard to find and stuff. It's because she was spending all her time planning the festival with her friends.
Okay, it was a festival.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what they're doing then. Okay, if Lacey's doing the festival, let's see if I can find anything from the ghost hunters. What is this big ghost they're excited about?
Okay. Absolutely.
Hopefully I don't get terrified by anything.
So, since you are listening to gossip, let's see here. Yeah, so what I'm going to need from you is I'm just going to need a quick either perception or investigation check.
Perception or investigation. They are both the same. Pick one. What I rolled yet. Yeah, 9.
Okay. Good to
Not
note.
great.
So I'm going to go around the table, doing things just kind of a little bit the way everyone decided what they're wanting to do, the way it flows in my mind the best. So I'm going to start things off with you, Los. Damian, yes. So Damian, as you're stepping into the lunchroom, you actually see Unisong walking towards you. And she kind of stops you. Hey, Damian, do you have a minute?
Yeah. Can I get a read on her like energy? Is she coming up to me like, or is she like just saying hi?
Yeah, that'd be an insight check.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do insight. That's something I'm capable of. Oh, I read the wrong number. That's a 16.
16. That's pretty good. She doesn't seem angry by any means. In fact, actually, she's just like what. She just seems like she wants to talk to you.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Hey. So Levi, my boyfriend, asked me to pass along a message to you. You had asked him some questions about Loropa High, and he said he was going to reach out to some of his some of the people he knows there.
Yeah.
So apparently, over the weekend, the coach over there, he got in trouble for having the soccer team do a bunch of extra practices. You had mentioned that to Levi, and so the school board forced him to stop. But
Who mentioned the extra practices to Levi? I did, or the friends at Loropa? I did.
You did, and you had asked him to ask around and see if he could find out anything that weird about the soccer club. This was
because they were practicing late at night. That's right. They were practicing outside of what normal practice hours should be.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that conversation. Of course. Yeah, I did. So the school board made him stop.
Yeah. Apparently the school board made him stop, and it was a big hoopla, and apparently there's a lot of raised voices. But
wow.
That's actually not even the crazy thing. The crazy thing that that Levi wanted me to tell you is that according to the people he talked to, the soccer team is still practicing.
Like they didn't.
Like supposedly the rumor is they're meeting up somewhere and they're still practicing each night. Nobody knows where, but they're not. They're not. The coach just didn't give it up, according to Levi. So he said he'd be interested in that, and he asked me to pass the message along.
Yeah, well, I sincerely appreciate the share. That is incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Absolutely. At which point, she waves at you, Aisha, and the two of you can hook up and go grab lunch together.
Okay.
Well, good news is when you relax and eat with friends, this counts to everybody who's doing that, is you can remove a stress point if you have any, but let's see. Aisha, you do have one, so this is going to reduce it for you. So that's going to take away your stress point, and you get to gain 1 social point with Unisong. Those of you who don't have stress points, you get 2 social points. So make sure we mark those down. Aisha, is there anything in particular you talk to Yuna about?
I think I would do some good old venting about Asian parents.
I'm sure the two of you can do that very well. She probably has some good insight on the fact that like she works with her grandfather as well.
Yeah.
So that's just a whole nother level of parental guilt. So I'm sure the two of you have a long, deep conversation about that, for sure. Damian, is there anything in particular you talk about with the soccer club once you go and sit down with them?
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to tell them everything I just learned about Loropa High, and not spill the beans that I like checked out their practice, but that I've heard through the rumor mill from like somebody who used to go to Loropa High, that the coach is pushing them hard, like really hard. And if we're going to stand a chance, we need to push ourselves, if not equally, close to it. We like two practices a week isn't going to cut it. And see what their energy is. And I'm also going to be very clear that like we do not take revenge. We do not like repay their actions. Like we don't 100% know it was them, and if we get caught, we're hosed, and we cannot afford to do that. So anybody like caught planning anything or whatever, like I'm not going to snitch, but you can't count on my help. And we'll make it hard for you to play.
Absolutely. So I think what I'd like for you to do is either make a leadership or an influence check for me.
Make an influence check. I've been rolling too well. It's a 14.
Hey, 14, that's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, your words kind of cut through everybody because the team itself, and not only the soccer team but like the football team, everybody's all gathered together in their own little huddles and are talking about this shit, but they're also really close together. So the other teams are overhearing you and your words as well, and they're like at first. At the start of lunch, everybody was pretty freaking agitated and animated and wanting to go out there and start fights. But I feel like with your 14, you're able to calm them down a little bit. Everyone is definitely agreeing with you that, yeah, we got to practice more. We got to get ready. The game's a week away. We got to do this. And the other teams are talking about, like, yeah, we definitely need to support all of the teams every single game that we have. The moment the field's clear, everybody shows up. We got to rally the whole school behind this. And so there's a lot of that kind of talk coming up now, thanks to your intervention. So, well done there. Go ahead. I'm going to give you a point of inspiration for that one. And I think you can get one social point from just somebody in the soccer team.
Okay.
If you have an NPC.
If I already have a point of inspiration that I haven't used yet,
then that transfers to somebody else.
Didn't you use that when you used your student? Wait, was that Salem student ability or your student ability last session?
I didn't use a student ability. I haven't used a student ability yet. I used like my sister's influence, the friendship bond die, but that's all I used last session.
Okay, we got rid of stress because of the student ability.
No,
that wasn't a student ability. That was a student tactic where once a day I can make a funny little quip that lowers my stress by 2 points and everybody else's by 1.
Such a cool one.
Yeah.
Tactic. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you
I think I'm gonna. Yeah, that extra inspiration point. Aisha, you've been rolling like garbage. I'm going to give you the inspiration.
I have inspiration. It has to go to someone else.
All right. Who doesn't have inspiration?
Me.
Salem, my buddy.
Yes.
Dale duro.
Love it. Okay. So let's turn now towards Melody, the last person who's doing the relax and eat with friends deal. You're heading out to James Ronan, who is sitting there underneath his tree. He has a green leather-bound book propped up on his knees, and he is just sitting there reading it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go just sit next to him and say, "Oh, you have a new book now?"
He just kind of glances at you. Like you see the eyes shift a little bit over to you. He shrugs.
Can I see what book it is?
He didn't close it as you approached and sat down, and it appears to be in a language that you do not understand. It is kind of Sanskrit-y almost. Make an academic arts check.
Okay. 13.
13. Yeah, unfortunately, you don't recognize what language it is, but on both sides of the page, it's filled with very, very small text. And with your 13, the one thing that I will tell you, that one detail that you notice is that, in English, you start reading on your left and you work your way right. And so the left-hand side is always pretty much even, but the right side is kind of varies depending on the sentence length. Well, on these pages, it's reversed. So,
how many languages can you read?
A couple.
What language is that?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. 9.
9. He kind of chuckles a little bit and says, Can't figure this one out, huh?
No.
He tells you, well, the last book you read should give you a hint. Maybe if you can figure it out, I'll tell you more about it.
I didn't tell you I've been reading that book. How did you know?
He kind of looks up for a moment and like scans the yard around you all, just kind of clearly looking to see if anybody's nearby. But then he leans over a little bit towards you and he says very softly, "You're a Magi-Knight. How could you resist?"
Nice. I guess that's a good point. I have a quick question. So I have 3 tally marks for the book, but I can't remember how far that is into it. Is that 3/4?
Yeah, that's 3/5. So you have, yeah, I believe so. Let me pull that up here. Pretty sure it was. No, you're right. Quarter. So you've read 3/4 of it.
Okay. What would I roll to see if I can remember seeing that language in this book?
Don't really have a.
Or maybe I could just flip through it really quick.
I'm trying to think to myself. Well, I mean, like even flipping through it, there's a. I mean, I don't know if that would give you anything. I'm thinking. I guess just academic arts would make the most sense. That's the closest thing to like history or recalling information.
23.
The one thing you do remember, it's actually in the last part of the book that as you're reading it, is it mentioned that that he was traveling to Jerusalem.
Oh, okay. So is this another book by Sirius while he was in Jerusalem, maybe?
James says it wasn't written by him, no. But you're not far off.
It was from his collection.
He closes the book and kind of taps it a little bit and says, "Mm-hmm."
Are you related to him, or do you just get these books because of your connection to Ray?
Ray's the one who got this for me, yes. He is very good at finding obscure things. And books like these are kind of hard to come by, so an occult used bookstore, yeah, they can find things like this. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money, and I'm not I'll be honest, I was surprised he found this, but it's interesting. He opens the page one more time and taps the lettering. It's ancient Hebrew.
That's amazing that you can read that.
I've been prepping to do it the moment I heard that Ray thought he could find this book. I'm not fluent in it, but I'm getting a little bit it down.
Well, what's the book about?
That's going to be another persuasion check.
I thought so. I knew it.
You're doing great.
14.
You going to stick with that?
I'll roll my bond die.
You don't have to. I'm just asking.
Just to be safe. Where is it? Oh wait, I'll just do it.
Yeah, just roll a d4.
Oh, 1, so 15.
That's what you needed.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you.
You needed a 15 for this. He tells you it's a grimoire on sorcery. The name is complicated, but let's just call it Lemigeddon. That's the name.
It's called what?
Lemigeddon. Lemegeton.
Hmm.
It's, well, at least in theory, it's supposed to be used to seal demons.
Do you know a demon you want to seal?
He just kind of looks at you blandly.
Or can it be used on outsiders?
It's a working theory. I'm not quite sure yet, but there's a lot of symmetry. The things I learned back when I was like y'all. Things I've picked up after the fact.
I see. And speaking of back when you were like us, the Wanderer seems to think you're dead. Are you dead?
He gives you a small smile, and he says, "Aren't we all?"
I knew he was gonna say that.
I mean, yes, but he doesn't refer to us as dead.
He's been kind of toying with you a little bit, being a little bit playful in his own way, but you do see the smile kind of drop from his lips, and he closes the book, and you see him putting it back into his book satchel. He looks at you and says, like, he actually like levelly looks at you, right, eye to eye contact, and he says, "Let's let him keep thinking that. I am dead, Melody. As far as that cat knows, I'm dead. And I'd prefer it if he keeps thinking that. You'll do that for me, right?"
Yes.
And do me a favor and remind South Pacific of that too.
Remind him not to tell the Wanderer that you're not exactly dead.
Yeah, that one has a hard time keeping things close to the chest, I feel like.
Can I get a social point with James Ronan? I feel a strong kinship of James Ronan right now. Can I get a social point with him?
I mean, you have social points that you can use from lunch, so it's up to you who you give them to.
Literally one time. One time. That happened one time.
Literally a week ago.
In universe.
Yes, in universe, literally a week ago. They're still salty about it a little bit. But it seems like that's about all James Ronan has interest in talking about. But you got some good information off of him.
Yes. Thank you.
Let's turn now towards Salem. We're just going to go through you real quick because all you're doing is studying. So you just kind of sat down and cramming for your class. Free of drama.
Yeah.
Free of drama. So that's good.
No idea any of this is going on. It's just la, 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 la.
Oblivious. Absolutely oblivious. Now, Kat, you had decided to go and approach the ghost hunting club kids. You got Yuna and all of her friends all huddled up together, or not Yuna, Bianca. Yeah, Bianca. Bianca and all her friends. I'll go ahead and remind everybody their names. We got Bianca De La Luna. We got Cromwell Sims. You got Kaori Hawkins. You got Lorna Dalen. You got Wilmod Wheeler. those are the Ghost Hunting Club kids, and they're all kind of huddled together eating their lunch. They're all talking really, really animately, like, and as you're approaching, you hear, we've got to go check it out as soon as we can. We've got to go check it out. At which point you approach, and Bianca looks up at you and says, "Oh, hi, Kat. It's good to see you. What's going on?"
You seem very excited. Is there something going on? Salem said you found something, or I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that you're still interested. After what happened the last time you were at the
videos.
Club. No more videos. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Did I have you roll your Did I have you roll your investigation check yet, or perception check?
I think I got like a 9 or something. It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was. I
not
found
good.
it now. Found it now. You rolled a 9. Thank you. Okay. She says. She says. Okay, absolutely. You can sit down. Well, if you're afraid of the videos, then we probably won't show you the photographs that we have. I'm going to be showing everybody the results today after class at the Ghost Hunting Club meeting. But actually, that's not what we were talking about.
Is there something else?
I don't. After your reaction last time, I worry about your mental health.
I'm okay.
Make me a persuasion check.
Sorry, I have lots of little tabs here. Persuasion.
10, middle of the road.
10.
She says to you, well, okay, well...
You just seem so excited.
Well, the truth be told is, we heard a rumor about something that we definitely want to go check out. There apparently have been lights in the cemetery at midnight here in Loropa City, and that's what we were talking about. But we don't want you to get scared or anything like that.
Well, I'm not scared about hearing about lights in the cemetery.
So
it was just that creepy video. There was just something in it that was just a lot.
Yes, true.
Do you have pictures of these lights? They're just lights. They can't be that scary.
Well, no, not yet. That's what we were talking about, actually. We are planning on going and trying to get photographs of these lights. Apparently, they happened last night, and they happened on Sunday night as well.
Oh, did somebody else see them?
Yes, apparently a few people have seen it, and there was a lot of talk about it on the Peterson brothers chat room last night. Were there chat rooms back then? Yes, the Peterson brothers AOL chat room. We were all talking about that last night.
I mean, these people would probably be using IRC, but
sure, whatever.
We don't know. They were using something.
I feel like in '96 I was using AOL Messenger more than anything else.
Same,
But I also had like ICQ. I remember that one, and I feel like there's one other that I had, but I digress.
I don't remember.
But yeah, apparently there's lights being seen in the cemetery here in Loropa at midnight.
There's only one cemetery in Loropa?
There's probably like small ones associated with churches, but there's one large major cemetery in Loropa. Which
If there was more than one, she would have asked which one.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the map for you.
Our map is being so full. There's so many dots now.
There's so many things to check out. So
Why
you're
is it every
going?
time I scroll in, I see David's house? Every time.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, and you guys are planning to go at midnight to investigate this? What about school?
I mean, we would certainly be tired afterwards, but searching for the truth is far more important than a few hours of beauty sleep. And everyone kind of chimes in, this, saying basically the same thing.
One of them
Be
probably
careful.
said, "You don't even need it, Bianca."
Aww.
So is it on the map?
Yep, I just put it on the map. I made
Oh,
that too
it's
big.
way, 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 way over there.
Mhm.
It's like off the edge of the map, south of the lumberyards to the north and cemetery to the south. Well, south, whatever direction it is. Yeah, way off to the side. Okie dokie. So it's in the big cemetery?
Yep. Yes. Yeah, it's in the big cemetery.
Well, be careful if we go check that out.
Actually, I'm going to change the placement of that.
Do you have fancy ghost hunting equipment?
Well, we did show you some of what we use, and the last time you came to the club.
Okay. I don't know. I think that whole the whole thing with the scary ghost on the video just kind of threw me off.
Yes, I understand.
I don't know why it really affected me like that.
Well, ghosts can be very scary. Seeing them is a disturbing thing for some, and we don't judge anybody for that sort of thing. Not everybody's just as brave, I suppose.
I think it's the first ghost I've ever seen. So maybe it was that.
That
It
could
startled
be
me.
That could be too. Well, you're welcome to come to the Ghost Hunting Club after school today if you want to see our equipment and learn more about it and hear more about us talking about what we're planning and we will have a slideshow of the photographs we took from our investigation into the lumberyard.
Okay. I'm curious about the lumberyard.
Oh, well, it was very, very exciting, but I don't want to spoil anything. We'll talk about it today after school, after class.
I'll have to make sure I don't have anything else going on. I might be there. We'll see.
Okay. Well, with that, the class bell rings, letting you all know that lunch is done for the day. So we're going to be heading off to our second part of class for the day, but we're going to be doing that after we take about a 10-minute break. So I just saw what time it is. So we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks, and when we return, our heroes are going to be finishing up with school and getting into their free period phase. Should be interesting, so stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. When we last left off, our team had just finished lunch and are heading off for the second half of their school period. So let's go ahead and get into that a little bit. Your fourth period of the day is fine arts, and that is with... Oh, God damn it, I just lost my other sheet. That is with Miss Francine Ambrosia. Miss Ambrosia, you might remember, is kind of like that schoolmarm type of character. Always has her hair up in a big old bun. Always wears big dresses and things like that. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's... yeah. Sorry, no. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong one. That's Miss Valcon. Miss Ambrosia is, in fact, a woman with very dark curly hair, very, very super curly hair. She tends to wear pants, dress suits, very fine cut things. She's very much one of those... always dresses in the latest fashion type of women. And she comes in and says, all right, everybody, get in your seats. Let's get into our class today. So I'm going to need everyone to either roll a creativity or a performance check. There's Miss Ambrosia, in case you forgot.
Whatever.
Poor Aisha.
Aisha's having a bad day.
Oh no, just saw. Oh.
Has
She
there
doesn't
been
have
any past class?
You do have that point of inspiration.
I do, but I want to save that for student ability. Don't care. I'm checking my fate.
Okay. Well, Aisha, what'd you get?
I had a 6.
Oh,
That's a natural 1, however.
that
So
is-
it's -2.
Yeah, that is a nat 1, so that's 2 failures. Ouch. Kat, what'd you get?
13.
13, that's a success. Salem,
12.
12, that is just a success.
Yes, I'll take it.
Melody,
14.
14, that's a success. Damian,
15.
15, that is a success. Aisha, what's on your mind right now instead of fine arts?
We have so many plots of investigations, and I'm just like constantly, my brain's trailing off to like what we should be doing for each one instead of school.
Yeah. There is a lot going on, and those clues just keep piling up. What's real? What's not? Whew, that's rough. Well, next class is science, and that's with Miss Mildred Valcon, who I'll go ahead and show you. She's the school marm that I was talking about previously. Always wearing those long dresses, hair done up, tied up in a big old bun. She looks like somebody who walked out of Little House on the Prairie. She calls everybody's attention, tells everybody to sit down. We're discussing chemistry today. So I'm going to need everyone to either roll a medicine or a STEM check.
No, that will not
Wow.
do. I am using my inspiration. I refuse. I'm having too good of a day. Don't ruin
Salem
this for
studied.
me. I did.
Use your inspiration.
It paid off.
Wow. That is impressive. We're going to start off with Katrina. What did you get?
24 nat 20.
Nat 20. Very nice. 2 successes for you. Salem. Sounds like you also got a nat 20.
All that studying, let me tell you, kids, it helps.
It does help, especially when you have a little bit of fate on your side. So that is 2 successes for you as well.
Thank you again, Damian.
Melody.
I got a 6, which was a 3, so failure.
That is a failure. That's a bummer. Damian.
I got a. Oh my gosh, I lost it in the list. 16. There it is. Haha.
16.
I can find it.
That's a success. Aisha.
I got a 10.
That is another failure. I guess just it's the weight of leadership, the sudden
The burden of leadership.
Yeah, the burden of leadership that's just kind of weighing heavily on you right now. Where do you go? What clues do you pursue? Are you going to be the same kind of leader that the previous one was? That's just probably hanging heavy on your mind right now. So that's unfortunate.
Also craving mac and cheese.
Fair enough. Last class of the day is physical education with Coach Appleman. Damian, as you get into class, into the gym, and head towards the locker room, the coach grabs you. He's kind of watching you. He's like, Diaz, over here real quick.
Yes, coach.
I have good news and I have bad news for you. The bad news is that we will not be able to use the soccer field today. The police are on the scene right now. They have the whole area cordoned off. They're examining everything right now, while the detectives are meeting with the vice principal and speaking about both of the incidents. Not only the one that happened last night, but the one that happened last week. However, the good news is that I spoke with the vice principal, and she has agreed to allow us to use the gymnasium for practice today. It's not quite the same, but it's better than nothing.
We can still keep up our cardio and do some other types of drills. I'm into it.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, get on into the locker room and get changed. Let's go.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks.
So I'm going to need everyone to make either an athletics or a coordination check.
Okay.
I'll take it. That's fine.
Oh, I called it in my head. I was like, she's gonna roll nat 20 next time. I knew it.
Okay, Salem. What you got?
Salem got a 6.
Oof, that is a
It's
failure. Melody.
13. Yeah, 13.
13, that's a success. Damian.
I rolled a 16. Where did it go? Yeah, 16.
16,
Again.
that's a success. Aisha.
Natural 20, 22 total.
Very nice. That is 2 successes. At least it gets rid of that 2 failure one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. Kat.
I got 22.
22. That is a success as well. Okay. Well, it is the end of the day, so let's go ahead and tally up our successes and our failures, and we'll go around the table one last time, starting with Melody. What did you get?
+1.
+1, well, that unfortunately really is no change, but no change is actually pretty good for the most part. So keep up that positive attitude. Damian, you're next.
3.
Okay, you've got a bright future ahead. The more you think about it, the more you realize your future has a lot of potential. So if you had any stress points, you could remove 2.
Dale pues.
Aisha.
-1.
-1. Well, there is always tomorrow at least, so you are gaining a stress point. Katrina.
4.
4.
Again.
You, once again, for the
Virtual
second
eight.
point,
God.
for the second time today, You are student of the hour. You know you're good, but you're usually not this good. So you have seriously impressed a friend or a rival. You get to gain 1 social point with an NPC, or remove and gain an inspiration point, or remove 3 stress points. So you're going to gain an inspiration point.
I
You've
already
got
have an
one.
inspiration.
That's true. So you get to pass it off to somebody who doesn't have one.
I know Salem doesn't. Does anyone else not have one?
I have one, so I'm good.
Oh, then it's Salem.
I'm so blessed right now.
Hashtag blessed.
Money.
That's why it pays
All
that
the inspiration today.
Salem, what did you get?
friend. I got a +2.
Positive 2. So you're naturally talented. You're finally starting to figure things out. You would be able to remove 1 stress point if you had any. Okay. Well, that's it for school for today. So we're going to be moving over to our free time phase. As far as free clubs go, you do know that you have 2 clubs going on today. You got soccer practice, which is happening in the school gymnasium, and you have the Ghost Hunters Club, which is on the 2nd floor of the school building. So before we get into anything, I know, Damian, you're going to be going to your soccer practice. And Salem, you did agree yesterday that you're going to be going to the Ghost Hunting Club. So I assume you're still doing that?
Yep, that's the plan.
Does anybody else want to go to the Ghost Hunting Club?
Brett is considering it, depending what else is going on.
Okay, well, let's talk about it then. Aisha and Melody, the 2 of you are free for sure this free time phase. So do the 2 of you have any ideas of what you want to do?
I'm gonna hit up my part-time job, aka my idle work.
Okay, I dig it. That is going to be just still technically going to work.
Yeah.
Which I think is on the second page.
That sounds correct. Part-time job, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so you're doing your part-time job. Melody, how about you?
I'm a little curious about the ghost hunting club, so I can do that.
Friendship.
I like it. Okay.
That tickled me so much. Friendship.
Well, Kat's curious about what they got from the lumber yard.
So the 3 of you are going to the Ghost Hunting Club. I like it.
I think so.
Money. Okay. Well, let's do the clubs first, I think. Or actually, no. Well, I'm not going to do the clubs first. I'm going to get to the... Aisha, I'm going to start off with you, because yours is going to be the quickest to resolve.
Yeah.
So when you go... So your part-time job is basically you just go and do your thing. For you, you're an idol, so you're probably meeting with your manager, discussing plans for your... an reinstallment into the idol world.
There's a word, I cannot remember it right now.
Yeah.
Re-debut.
You're making a re-debut. There you go. So you're probably talking about that, kind of talking a little bit about choreography and that sort of thing. So basically, all I need for you to do is roll for me a d4 to see how well your day went.
That's a 2.
Okay. Well, so it ends up that your meeting for the day is kind of boring, actually. It was so slow. You would have been happier probably watching a snail and a turtle race. But you did get to relax at least, so that's good. You do get to reduce stress by 1, and you gain 1 budget tally.
That goes up to 4. And yeah, we still get the free free time event any one social point.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that with my manager.
Like it. I like it. Okay. Damian, I'm going to do you next. You are going to the soccer club. So this is a funded program. You get to make a few things here. Let's see. So the first thing we're going to be doing is... let's see. You do that afterwards. Okay, so the first thing you're going to be doing is deciding how much effort you're putting into this. Are you going full throttle? Are you doing a moderate participation? Are you doing bolsterous support? Or are you taking it easy? And I'll go ahead and give you pop this hand out for you.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at full throttle. Full throttle.
Okay. I like it. So you are gaining 1 point of exhaustion. Go ahead and mark that down on your character sheet. And also mark down that you're gaining 1 club tally for free.
Okay.
So you
And
had...
we put that in the CP, right? That's
Yes.
what we decided?
Yes.
That's going to be a 6. Okay.
So you head into the gym. You're spending the day just training in the gymnasium. It's a lot of running back and forth. There is still practicing passing and that sort of thing, working on defense. And you're going full throttle. You are all invested in this because I feel like you have a little bit of something to prove, that not only is your team better, but also that you're the more stand-up ones. You're doing the right thing. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, high road for sure.
Absolutely. I like it. So the next thing you're going to be doing is you're going to roll me a D100. On a 50 or higher, your club gains 1 club tally. After making this roll, you additionally have to resolve a few things.
Give me a 79.
That's a 79, so that's a success. You get to add another club tally.
Bala bala bala, shakala.
And then the last thing I need from you is to make me a DC 12 Athletics Con check.
So change my athletics thing from strength to con.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore that roll. That was wrong.
Yep.
I was trying to so Constitution. Goodbye settings wheel. Athletics. 23.
Hey, that's great. So at the end of your day practicing, you're feeling good. Like, you're not exhausted or anything like that. You're a little exhausted, but not as much as you could be. You're feeling pretty good. And at the end of the day, everyone's patting you on the back. You probably take a moment to say some more words about taking the high road and being responsible and showing them that there's a better way to do this and be better sportsmen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I feel like you leave your practice for the day feeling pretty good about yourself and feeling a little bit confident
I feel like I'm also giving the Ted Lasso "it's practice" speech to like anyone that was bummed about practice not being canceled.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, it's practice. We're talking about practice.
Love it.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Katrina, Salem, and Melody. The three of you make your way up to the second floor of the school and in towards that one room in the back of the school that the Ghost Hunting Club uses as their club room. Sorry, I had a cough. As you arrive, the door is open, and you can see that Bianca is there, wheeling into the center of the room, one of those, old-timey slideshow things. I can't remember what they're called, but you put the little slides in there and you just click through it. Every school I went to had one.
I'm
While
pretty sure it's just like a Kodak slide projector.
slide projector, maybe that sounds about right.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it's just a slide
Anyway.
projector.
Okay. So anyway, Bianca is setting that up while Cromwell, who's that really pale-skinned kid with the red hair and freckles, he's pulling down the what's it called? The big screen over the blackboard for the slides. Bianca smiles as she sees the three of you, and Salem, Cat, Melody, have you been to the Ghost Hunting Club before?
Yes, I came with Kat the first time.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me. She kind of smiles and dimples a little bit, and she sees the three of you walking in together, and she says, "Oh, well, Salem, I was expecting you, and I thought maybe Katrina might be coming in, but Melody, it's good to see you again. Welcome. I'm glad to see that you've come to the next meeting."
Of course, I said I was going to, and I always keep my word, so I'm glad I could be here.
Absolutely. She smiles and says, "Well, it's great to see you all. Come on in, make yourselves comfortable. We'll be getting started here soon." As everybody comes in and sits down at the different desks, Bianca goes and steps in front and says, "Okay, turn off the lights. We'll get started right away." Once the lights are off, she flips on the projector. It's just that big white light at the beginning, and she says, "Well, now, as most of you all know, Salem, Katrina, Melody, you weren't here for this, but last Saturday, the group of us did what we said we were going to do at the last meeting. We headed over to the lumberyard and did a little bit of investigating on our own. Now, as most of you are aware, the PPE readings were off the charts. Everything was looking really good. We did a nice wide walk around the property. Unfortunately, the lumberyard is behind a very tall privacy fence. And it does have barbed wire at the top. We didn't want to climb over it, but there were some boxes and crates near the back of the alley, and we climbed up and we took as many pictures as we could with our camera. Well, I have the results in, and as you all know, we got some pretty good photos, so let's take a look, shall we? And she begins running you through these slides. At first, it's just pictures of the location itself. You see the building that actually runs the lumberyard is a little bit more than a big trailer. It actually is on wheels, and it sits like in the middle of the fence. They built a fence around the property, but just left the trailer sitting there. There is a very large gate in the fence. This actually is a chain link thing on wheels that is electronically controlled to open and close. And Bianca does a big exposition on what they saw and how they think they might be able to get around that and maybe on the property the next time. The next picture goes on and shows them the boxes that they use to stand on, and then there are some pictures of the team themselves on the boxes. It looks like Bianca was kind of running around to get in the picture, but it's a little bit blurry, that sort of thing. But then the pictures themselves of over the fence begin to show, and at first it's a lumber yard. You know, there's tons of boards all stacked up on pallets, and the pallets are stacked on one another, and they're just waiting under pavilions, just roofs on sticks. on stilts that keep the wood dry, that sort of thing. And then there's areas for like trucks to drive around, and there's a couple forklifts just parked in different places, and they show a lot of pictures of different areas and different angles of the area they've seen. But then in the next one, there's something blue and fuzzy towards the back. And then the next slide comes up, and Bianca is saying, now this is where it gets interesting. Wilmond was the first one to see the blue light, and I got as many pictures as I could as it moved. And she starts flicking, and this kind of bluish blob starts coming up from very far in the distance in the picture, around a pallet or something like that, and then starts moving forward, and it gets a little closer and a little closer, and then a second one follows. And then she says, now here's where the second ghost came into view as well. It was really, really cool. And then she clicks the next one, and there's two more bluing, glowing blurs in the background. All of them kind of move forward, and then the next picture, they move forward a little bit more. And then in the next photo, there's this scene of them, like, imagine I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. In the 90s, in photographs, like whenever there was light play in the background, you'd always get that fuzzy kind of orb or blob a lot of the times. It looks kind of like that, but much more indigo in color. And it's almost... the closer they get, the more amorphosized they get. You actually see a shape that could be a head and shoulders and torso. It's hard to distinguish arms and legs up until this point, but then suddenly they all seem to move, and then things that could possibly be arms lift upward as though like they're scared or something. And at this point, the pictures get a little bit more clearer, and the next frame comes up, and it looks like they zoomed in on whatever's going on there, and you start seeing a little bit more distinction. And so I'm going to need the three of you to roll to resist horror.
Boy.
Ooh.
This is what I failed last time. What do you roll?
It is a purity check.
Well, if it's resisting horror, it's roll D100, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Yes, you're rolling a D100. And then you add something to that, right?
Yeah, you add your purity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So it's the D100 plus your purity bonus. Oh, I just read in chat. I didn't even think about it until just now, but I totally should have done the look at this photograph.
Ooh.
It's my favorite meme. Well, look at this graph.
That's gross. It's real gross.
How many lights were there?
4.
There were 4 lights.
Okay, that's what I saw,
Not
but I
3.
wanted to make sure.
Or 5.
Are we wanting higher or lower? Because if so, I might actually re-roll. Because I want to stick around.
It's well, there's this very specific DC that you're having to roll towards.
Gotcha.
Don't know what it
So
is.
it's up to you whether or not you.
Well, is it like a golf thing or DC? Like this is DC, so meet and beat.
Mm-hmm.
The inspiration point adds 15. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what happens. I'll just stick with it. It's fine. Who knows?
I probably failed too, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to run out. But
Yeah, unfortunately, Melody, Salem, the both of you do fail.
that's fair.
What you see in the next, like, just chills the two of you to the bone. The figures are much more distinct in the next photo. You can see details of 4 youths, youngish teenagers that look, well, pretty freaking jacked up. You see long claw marks on their arms. Their bodies are pretty much eviscerated. The chest cavity, like, is just spilling out in front of them as they move. The next picture is them reacting, and the next picture falling down, and then like their bodies just thrashing about. Now, like, you're seeing this in slow motion, picture by picture by picture. But then Bianca says, "No, now if we take this back a little bit and speed it up very quickly, it's almost like we're watching video of this, and it's absolutely terrifying." Those of you who failed are going to be taking 1 stress point.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Ugh.
Fortunately, at this point, you've all seen a little bit of stuff. You're not so terrified that you go running screaming from the place, but you are chilled to the bone at the sight you see. And actually, like, when the lights come on and you look about, several of the Ghost Hunter Club kids are looking kind of green around the gills as well. In fact, Lorna kind of leans over and whispers to you all, I didn't see much of what was going on at the time. Everyone else was kind of crowding around, but oh my god, it almost looks like they're reliving their death, doesn't it?
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
I overheard that there was 4 kids that went missing, and, well...
Oh, really?
Hmm.
You said something about 4 kids missing.
I thought so. I could be wrong.
Bianca comes over as well. You think you might have some information about the figures we just
I don't know
saw?
any more than that. I just know I think there was something about someone saw something there. Some kids there. That's all I know.
Well,
And I guess these are the kids.
Say we also know their names if it's them. Mindy Westwood, Lee Bradshaw, Jeremy Tanner, and Tim Reynolds.
go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Wow.
Not 2023.
You're very, very certain of this fact. Looking at those 4 individuals, you're pretty sure 3 boys and a girl. They all look around 16, 17-ish. And you do remember that of the 4 of them, those 4 kids, they're around 16, 17 years old. So those 2 are definitely aligning.
Okay. Yeah, I say that. I say, yeah, it actually looks like it could be them because they're around the same age and there's.
Wasn't there?
Go ahead.
I was to say, wasn't there an explosion or something that was supposed to have happened there? Or am I mixing things up?
Yeah, let me check.
That sounds
Correct.
Maybe that's what happened, was an explosion?
Lorna is actually taking some notes into this. Okay. Tim Reynolds, Jeremy Tanner, Lee Bradshaw, Mindy Westwood. I'll look into this tonight after school. I'll head over to the library and see if I can find some information about them.
Just be careful. We don't want you to end up like them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, it does say that there was an explosion at the lumberyard in my notes.
That's why the other guy was unconscious because of an explosion and the kids went missing.
Wilmot speaks up and he's like, you say there was an explosion. That didn't look like an explosion the way they're moving.
I was thinking the same thing, but also if there was an explosion, they would have at least found some remnants of them. I mean, there was an explosion, but like the bodies should have been discovered in the wreckage, so
What?
He kind of gets excited and he's like, this is awesome! And he goes over and like high tens Cromwell, and they're all getting excited, and even Bianca is like clapping her hands together, getting really excited. Do you know what this means? We could have real contact with an actual spirit. That's just so incredible. We've got to get in there as quickly as possible. But then
You need to be very careful.
well, I was supposed to say, how quickly are you thinking?
Weren't you planning to go to the cemetery tonight?
Kiori chimes in. Yeah, that's right. We're planning on going to the cemetery tonight. We can't go to the lumber yard too. But what if the lights at the cemetery are the same as the lighty figures in the photographs? We could get pictures of so many ghosts, you guys.
That is a really cool idea, but actually, I don't know if you guys are okay with this. I really want to go. I am craving this. I know I'm a little like freaked out right now, but I desperately want to go. So I don't know if it's possible, but if you can wait until Friday, and then actually, hear me out. Afterwards, we can come back to my apartment because I live by myself, and we can just kind of chill there after. We can reconvene, we can take notes, just big slumber party afterwards.
That's going to be a pretty big sell, trying to get them to wait till Friday, but you can always try. Give me a persuasion check.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
They
Bianca.
don't want to wait.
Bianca says,
No, I get it.
I mean, look, I appreciate if you want to come. You're absolutely welcome to come with us, but we're definitely going to the cemetery tonight. Like, if this is our big chance, if we can get enough proof, we might actually be able to be guest stars on Paranormal Seekers.
Oh boy.
That's the
Ghost
dream.
guest stars that look like that?
What?
I said ghost guest stars that
Ghost-
look like that?
Oh, I mean, if we can show the Petersons that we've actually gotten proof of real ghosts, I guarantee they'll feature us on their show. We'll actually have real street cred in the paranormal community.
So, can we look back at the photos again? So, because I want to see if we can figure out exactly how they died if it wasn't an explosion.
Oh yeah, I don't mind. I'm always down to look at the photos. Yeah. She will turn off the lights again and let you look through them if you want to. You're trying to figure out exactly how they died, or based on like the way they were moving and the way they were acting.
Yeah, what it looks like happened to them based on that.
Yeah. Okay. So investigation would be fine to use. Insight, I feel like, would be pretty good to use. If you have something that you want to argue as an alternative, I'm willing to listen.
I'm good with investigation.
Okay.
What's my student ability give me again? Oh, do I get insight?
I have the coin if anyone
That's
wants
awesome.
to use it.
Oh, true.
Yes.
Because I think we have about only half an hour left. I don't know how much more we're going to do.
That's true, but I'll just use my inspiration because I can use it to automatically get a 20 on my insight.
There you go. Yeah, that would absolutely work. Okay. So yeah, with your 20, here's the thing. The way they're moving, the way they're reacting, it's almost as though they turn and see something and it catches them off guard and they're scared and they're holding their arms up, and then something seems to hit one of them and like in the belly, and they kind of crumple a little bit, and then you see slashes start appearing on their chest and their arms. The second one gets hit and is almost completely bisected. And it seems to move to one side, and more cuts start appearing on that body as well. The ghost anyway. Third one actually gets impaled. It seems to lean backwards and then shudder a little bit, and then hangs limp backwards until it drops. And the last one, they kind of drop to their knees and they have their arms up like this, and you just see slashes start appearing all across the body until he just crumples down.
I have a question.
Okay.
Are these injuries that could have been, would we, that one outsider we fought with David? Does it look like injuries that one could have given, or something
make
different?
for me a medicine check.
That thing had like tentacles, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember if it had anything sharp. Did it have claws?
I mean,
That's
it did.
Had kitchen
impale-
knives.
It impaled David.
That too.
Yeah. I rolled horribly, but I have my coin.
Do it.
You can re-roll
I will
if you
use
like
the
to.
coin.
Fair enough.
I
Go
need
ahead
to
and
use it
re-roll.
before the end. Hopefully it does better. Come on. A little better.
A little bit better. It's kind of difficult to tell, but to be honest, you don't think so. You're not 100% certain about this, but you do remember that the thing did have kitchen knives and pincer and claw-like pincers and also tentacles. The way they're being hit and the way they're being slashed at, it does not appear to be like something that crustacean thing would have been able to accomplish.
So probably with something else.
You're probably.
Okay. After I realize what happened after flipping through them again, I will whisper to Salem and Kat about what I saw. I'll just say that it was horrible. They were just completely destroyed by whatever monster was there.
Cat's actually, or not Cat. Oh my gosh, I'm not Cat. Hi, I'm Salem. Salem's actually going to be kind of writing notes like you did in high school, like chat to each other where you just kind of slide the notebook back and forth to have this conversation. I think he's probably going to be writing like, if this happened at the lumberyard, should we investigate that? Also, I don't know how comfortable I am letting civilians go alone to a location that could possibly be dangerous tonight. I know we have other plans, but I don't know. Thoughts?
Well, they're going to the graveyard tonight, so we just need to make sure we go when they go to the lumberyard or go before them.
Okay. So the lumberyard might be priority.
Well,
Is all this being
After the
communicated
graveyard.
into a communicator, or is it just between the three of you?
It is we're listening in. I think this conversation is happening while Bianca's like doing her explaining, and all the kids are. We're just like writing notes in the notebook, just kind of.
And you'd be busy. You'd be busy with soccer, focusing on that anyway. So
That's a good point. That's a great point.
That is true.
So we'll
can
have to
tell
get
you
together
later.
and discuss it all after.
Yeah, so I think the graveyard is important tonight in case the ghosts are there too, but definitely lumberyard next.
I agree.
I have a feeling the graveyard. My gut is that the cemetery is not as important, but you never know. I do want to get to the lumberyard, and I kind of want to check on the guy in the hospital, but I don't know how to get in there.
Well, the lumberyard's been the repeating thing. I mean, that's where you guys were heading when I first met you.
Yep, the lumberyard, and now there's that property development place. And the gaming place, but
yeah, there's a whole list of stuff, but the lumberyard seems to at least been the first one. Something happened there. I think maybe an outsider came through there. That would explain the explosion.
Something came out.
All right, we can talk about this with the group after the meeting.
Yep. I don't want them to hear too much. We've already told them all too much. I'm afraid they're going to get into trouble.
They absolutely will.
Yeah, for the most part, while the three of you are having this little conversation in a notebook, Bianca and her friends are basically just making plans on meeting up a little bit before midnight and carpooling over to the cemetery to go check it out. They have their cameras. They're planning on picking up extra disposable cameras, and everybody taking as many pictures as they possibly can. So the meeting kind of adjourns with that, and she Bianca does come over to you, Salem, and smiles at the three of you, and she says, "Well, that's it for today. We're not going to watch an episode of Paranormal Seekers because we got just so much to do today. We're all going to go and gather up everything, all of our stuff, and maybe try to take a nap. And we're going to be meeting tonight at the cemetery about 11:30. If you're able to make it, just give us a call."
Absolutely. And if you guys ever come into any trouble or whatever tonight, here's my number, and I'll hand her my number as well as my apartment address. So, like, I don't know if you're able to, but again, I'm by myself. Stop on by, call whenever. I don't care.
Sure, absolutely. I appreciate that. She gives you a smile. Okay. Club's over. They're all filing out, still chatting a little bit about their plans for this evening. And you're all able to kind of head out as well. So, with that in mind, we're going to be moving over to our investigation phase. Now, in our investigation phase, we use this time to look into some of those clues that we've got. They tend to mount in a city like this, and there's a lot of things to filter through, and you never know. More stuff kind of pops up all the time, so it's about time to start whittling those things down. I will remind you that one of the things in question is the power station tour. While that's not a time-sensitive thing, meaning that this isn't the only day you can do it, there are tours on Tuesday afternoons or early evenings, which is what this is now.
That's my vote.
Same.
Yeah, Aisha, Kat, and Melody were kind of planning to do that. I don't know if the other two wanted to check something else out. Well,
assuming all of the information has been shared to everyone now that we're all together.
As soon as we are out of the room and away from them, I am just, hey, you're not going to believe what happened.
So, a bunch of kids, explored the lumberyard and got essentially murdered on film.
Yep.
And a bunch of kids are about to go to a graveyard
Yes.
to investigate some stuff.
Well,
Uh,
Half of midnight.
they
So
were
that'd be
actually.
in the next phase.
So I guess what I'm saying is, do we beat them there, investigate, and shit goes, when shit pops off, we're ready to go, and they maybe stumble on us fighting, but don't potentially see us transform? Or do we split up, or do we all go to the power plant and hope that everything's okay at the graveyard? I feel like those are the three options. And I honestly, I think I have some ideas, but I want to hear everybody else first.
Well, I think we have enough time that we could make it to the power plant just to investigate. Pure investigation. We get some vibes, we find out just to get some, cement proof that there's something there. We don't have to stick around. We can just get the proof we need and come back another time. And then tonight, after that, we go to the cemetery. Probably not a bad idea to at least have one person with them. So if shit gets real, we can just book it and protect them. But
They just make sure I'm remembering right. They did confirm they planned to arrive around midnight.
correct.
11:30.
11:30.
Yeah.
So
So
we're
anyway-
going to get there
Okay.
before that.
So even if we went, not to mention, but even if we went at the end of the investigation phase, we would get there way before that.
Okay. No, I just once I hear the 11:30 thing, it's like, oh, we're not going to get good sleep tonight. More
Nope.
exhaustion
Nope.
points.
Absolutely
that's
not.
That's the life of a superhero. Sometimes you don't get good sleep.
I guess so. So I guess my question, because there's other things to investigate. There's the
Yep.
new construction company. There's the video game company.
Yep.
So what is the benefit of all of us going to the power plant company?
If we find
Right.
something that's gonna result in transforming,
Mm,
we're all together.
Well,
True.
that doesn't usually happen except in the patrol phase.
but I mean,
Is that a metagame statement, Melody?
That's out of character.
My thought is we should split up and investigate two things.
I mean,
Yeah, I want to check out Polybus. I want to find out more about this game. I'm curious about what's going on. I like a good video game, so I'll check it out.
I mean, I did sign up to trial, so I guess I could join you on that one.
Cool.
See what I'm getting into.
Um,
And then everyone else goes to the power plant. The other three.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a,
It
If
would be
it's-
weird if you showed up with two new people, right? One new person, maybe. It's like, because it was
So,
just Aisha and Kat.
It's an open tour. Anyone can show up.
yeah, but if the
And
same
so-
guard is there,
he
Yeah.
said he wouldn't be there. Actually, he was all sad about it. I remember.
yeah.
I'm just not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about him. He's
what is
not
there-
named in PC.
Listen, I'm sliding you my other brass knuckles before you go, just in case.
What is there to investigate with the video game company? Is to go to their headquarters or?
Well,
That's, I think, what I'm thinking. But
well, it's either that or actually a resource we haven't used is David used to work at True Games, so could be beneficial to go meet with
True
other
Games is a
gamers.
board game shop, right?
No, it's a video game store. Think of it like
Okay,
like a GameStop.
like GameStop.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was under the impression
Yeah.
it was a board game store. Great. Yeah, let's hit up True Games, and then depending on what we find there, if we have time, we'll swing by the
Yeah.
game company. If not,
I mean,
we'll go into patrol phase.
Yeah. I think getting the more information is going to be our greatest asset right now. It's still early on
Totally.
when that happens out. So
Look, I'm going to be honest here. After eating that food and getting some of my life force sucked out of me, I'm a little hesitant to sign up for anything free. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess.
Oh,
I'm a
that
little
was
hesitant to,
free.
like,
I had to pay for it. Thank you very much. I didn't have to pay for it.
no, we got the gift card from
Oh.
Ronan.
That was
Oh,
50%
wow.
off, so right?
And you don't
Well,
have
I'm
to worry
just
about
saying-
it this time, Damian. I'm the
Yeah.
one that signed up.
You'll
so-
take the bullet? Great.
I-
Okay, cool.
I'll take the
Fantastic. I'll
Yeah,
just go check it out.
Before we do anything else, though, I have a message from James for Damian.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh yeah, what's that? What did James have to say to me?
He said to keep your mouth shut in regards to him still being alive. he doesn't want the Wanderer to know.
I think the Wanderer can know. Did you see how he reacted when you told him he was still alive? Oh, by the way, you're the one who didn't keep your mouth shut. All right?
Before I knew.
Okay.
I don't actually think
It's not
Salem's
so
met
easy to know
James
when to
yet.
keep your mouth shut, is it?
He probably overheard you in the bookstore
I mean,
screwing
lessons
up my
learned, okay?
operation.
Lessons learned.
The Wanderer seems to think we were being weird about saying James was alive. He's just like, what? You're crazy. It just seemed like it didn't register or something.
I agree.
I mean, I agree, actually, and I hate saying this. I think we should avoid bringing James up to the Wanderer as much as possible.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
For sure.
we definitely
I don't trust the Wanderer. I'll fight these things because these things are clearly evil, and I'll use them to my benefit. But I don't trust them.
I'm more neutral. I
get
don't
that.
think the Wanderer is explicitly malicious in and of itself, itself.
Sure, but I mean, like, to him, what is malicious, right? Like, when you're a being of cosmic power, right and wrong become entirely, like, subjective.
I mean, malicious from my perspective is what I'm saying.
Sure, fair point. He is using teenagers to fight, evil spirits.
Using teenagers, or is he a conduit for something above him?
This is getting a little too meta for me.
Just following
Okay.
orders. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, so we have our plans, right?
Yep.
I
And
think
if
so.
not
Yeah.
today, I think one day soon we should check out that property place.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So tomorrow or the next day.
That's a
Cool.
fresher lead, so like
Immediate threats first.
let's clean up some of the older stuff from
Yeah, but if we let it go too long, it's going to not be good. I have a feeling
Totally.
something bad has already happened. That win last night was just
We'll see.
something bad
bad.
happened.
Has
We have our
definitely
plans.
already happened. We can't stretch ourselves out too thin. We can only get one lead at a time. So do the best we can.
So,
All right.
when are we going to the lumberyard?
Probably tomorrow, right?
Are we
Yeah.
concerned with going to the lumberyard, or do we think that the lumberyard issues have passed?
I think
Seems-
it's past, but there might be something there.
Okay.
I
Unless
think
what if the lumberyard is actually tied to the property?
We'll find out.
We'll
I think
find
maybe
out.
the lumberyard's tied to the property, and I think it's tied to the church because the church was all about trees.
I
Maybe-
am too sober for all of this. I'm not.
It's all
Charlie Damian.
connected.
The
Line,
Charlie
line,
Damian.
line.
And they're all cultists.
They all are.
Cool. All right. Sounds like we've got our plan for next session.
What if the
Investigating
are outside?
True Games and the power plant, right?
Yep.
Very cool.
And the vice principal's a cultist, right?
Absolutely.
Jesus.
I mean,
Oh,
that was.
everyone agrees. She killed our principal.
He's still alive, right?
Jesus.
It was a power play. You're
We
right.
think he is.
He's in the hospital. None of us have seen him. I think
God.
I think he made a video.
that could be faked.
We might have to pay a visit
no
to the
AI
hospital
back
to
then.
check up on him. Make sure the principal's still alive.
Oh my God.
Well, we could check on that when we check out Mr. Unconscious. But let's focus on what we're focusing
Another
on
day.
now. Game store. Power
Power
plant.
plant.
Game store power plant. Sounds good. That's where we're going to be picking things up in 2 weeks' time. Checking out the power plant and the game store for more information about this mysterious game called Polybus. So it's going to be fun. Well, that's where we're going to end things for this evening. So, as always, we like to go around the table and have everyone tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. And, Ash, since you're the one who did the recap, you get to go first.
Oh boy. I'm Ashleyien, and I played Kat, and you can find me here every 2 weeks. That's about it.
Random Rhapsody exclusive.
Yes.
John, you're next.
I'm John. You can find me here every other Wednesday and every other Monday, where I'm in the Aether Tech Wars, also here at Random Rhapsody. I can be found on Instagram at CreativePanda88 and Blue Sky at johnpoart.bluesky.social as well. So check it out.
It's a nice Instagram. I can
Thank
second
you.
it. I like
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff. Kira, you're next.
I'm Kira Salgy. I'm the assistant creator of Magi-Knights Awakening, which you can purchase on DriveThru RPG for the PDF or pre-order the hardcover rulebook when we get to the end of the orders. And I'm also the author of the children's book, My Dad, the Game Master, which you can get on Amazon.
Very cool. Los, you're up next.
Hey everybody, I'm Los. I'm playing Damian Diaz, and I'm PDX Homebrew on all the socials. And I'm not doing anything other than school right now because it turns out 17 credits is a lot. So,
Oof.
yes, you can find me.
17 credits. Sorry, continue.
I mean, again, I'm playing an idealized version of myself, so a little bit of an overachiever, a little bit of a it turns out parenting and school full time is a lot. So like, I dance a little bit on the weekends, but you know, as far as online, you'll find me here or PDX Homebrew on all the socials.
Right on. Hana,
Cool.
you're next.
Hi, I'm Hana. I was your Aisha for the night. You can find me here every 2 weeks or the second Sunday of every month over on Singularity Roleplay, where I play the complete opposite character. I play my trans hacker girl who hates everyone, bit of a misanthrope. She just found her brother. He's in a coma and has to deal with that. The city is kind of being full of crazy zombies, so check that out. You can find me on the internet on any social that matters at Destiny Trio Inc. That's INC. And I just want to say very quickly that I showed up for this stream instead of going to see Having Children in theater, so you're welcome.
Well, we very much appreciate that. I'm going to go see it here in a couple days. Love that movie. Okay, well, I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master and magic keeper and everything else here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me here every Monday and Wednesday running these crazy games. This week, you can find me Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time over on All on the Tables TTRPG content. They're in association with the Transverse, a group that's promoting trans rights, and the people who are on All on the Table can support that, and they're a big part of the trans community, and I'm a big supporter of that, and so that's why you can find me over there. So once again, I'm playing Light of Cinders campaign over on All on the Table RPGs. That's on Twitch and on YouTube, and it's at 2 p.m. Central. This month, I'm also, or not this month, excuse me. Next month, I'm going to be over on Lost Caravan, not once but twice. I'm going to be there on the 3rd and on the 23rd. I'm going to be playing some Pathfinder and some Bloom and Decay, which is a one-page TTRPG that's kind of cool. So come check me out over on Lost Caravan RPG as well, coming up soon here in March. And so, on behalf of everyone here in the Random Rhapsody crew and everyone with the Magi-Knights, I just want to say, thank you folks, it's been a delight. So long, good luck, and until next time, may your dreams be infinite. And good night.
Nighty night.
See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Good night.